Hi there, good morning. Not been on for a while. Had lots of other things to do. Anyway, today I'm going to show you how to form your own chords so you don't have to rely on these big charts that you see on Facebook and that, and you've got to try and look it up. If you know the formula of forming that chord, say for a major, that formula is the same for every major chord there is. So you only need to form it once and you'll know the rest just by starting on the key note, which is like, say, F major, you start on the note F. If you wanted D major, start on the note D, and you would form that chord using the formula. I just wrote out for those that don't know anyway. This is probably help those who play by ear actually. Anyway, we all know the musical alphabet is A, B, C, D, F, G, and that repeats itself at higher and lower intervals, levels. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I've got these in the earlier videos anyway. This is the staff or stave, treble clef, C major scale. That is the key note and root note. There's no sharps or flat black notes whatsoever in the key of C major. Only accidentals that appear in the middle in the musical piece. Sorry. So this is the C major scale, starting on the note C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, and that's the upper tonic, 8 notes higher, octave. Okay, right, now on each note of this major scale, we can form a chord. And the way, I've lost my pen now. Oops, what have I done with that? Okay, got it. So what we're going to do, this is the C major scale. I'm going to show you the formula for that, and the formula for that is the same for all the major scales, okay? Just as the major chord. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Right, well, I'll do it up there. I don't think you can see it there, could you? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Right, now from C to D, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. Okay, intervals are made up, and scales are made up of tones and semitones. And some people say, what do you mean by a tone or a semitone? Well, if you can read a tape measure, you could say that a semitone is half an inch. Okay, I ain't going to get right up there to show you. Everybody should know where half an inch is, and if you measure it, whatever, it's 12.5. So you could say that from that C to the black note is half inch, but it's relative. It's really a semitone. So we're measuring from there to there, and what we're measuring is the tone we hear. They're both different sounds. Okay. A tone is from there to there, which is C to D with a black note in between. So therefore you could say that from C over to D, it's like saying that's an inch, okay? Semitone half inch, a tone an inch. Okay? So semitone halfway, tone. So this scale is made up of semitones and tones, okay? So going from the I must say that when you arrive at a note, that's your new starting point for measuring every time. Just like if you wanted to measure 6 foot and you only had 3 foot tape measure, you'd measure it, mark it, you take your tape and you start from that mark there you made to get the next 3 foot. So anyway, from C to D, there, oh, wrong pen, is a tone. I'll put right tone on the first one. Okay. From C to D is a tone. And then from D to E is a tone. I'm just going to put T, okay? And then from E to F is a semitone. Okay. And then from F to G is a tone. Semitone, semitone, tone. Okay, so that's a tone. F to G is a tone, and then from G to A is a tone, and then from A to B is a tone, and then from B to C, which is the upper tonic, 8 notes higher, is a semitone. Semitone. Okay. Now that is the formula to form a major scale. So if we use that, you could pick any note you wanted. Say we wanted to go to, say, like A. You wanted A major scale. You start on the note A because that's the key or root note. Okay, this is where you get your key signatures, where you start getting sharps at the beginning of the piece here, like 1 sharp, which would be G, 2 sharps would be D major, and 3 sharps would be A. So they write them at the beginning of any piece of music, and that is telling you that every time you come to the note, say C or F or G, they've sharpened, okay, on the black notes. You've got to move the note. And it saves putting a sharp at the side of every note that is the 3 notes that's in the key signature. Plus you've got to remember you've got accidentals that might appear within the piece that are not in the key signature. So therefore your music's looking blacker. And so that's the reason why they do it, to put all those at the beginning so they ain't got to write them in, it doesn't look so black. Okay, now A major, there's A. Now the next note we want is a tone away. So that's a semitone. Over the top, that's a tone. Now we want another tone. So that's C sharp. So that's a tone. So that's the second tone. Now we want that's one. There's 1, 2, and then we want a semitone, which is D. Then we want E, which is a tone away. Then we want F sharp to keep the formula right. We've got to sharpen the F. That's a tone. Now we want another tone. So we've got to sharpen the G and play it there. And by sharpening the G, we automatically get the semitone we want on the 8th note. So the scale is A, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Exactly the same as the C major scale. And if you was to do it, say, on E, you're going to get 4 sharps here now. E, tone, tone. Now we want a semitone, which is A. So that's F sharp, G sharp. Now we want A, then we want B, then we want C sharp, which is a tone. Another, tone, yeah. Then another tone, which is D sharp, and we automatically get the semitone we want at the end by raising the D sharp. You automatically get a semitone. So you've got E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, which is tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. And that's the formula of a C major scale, and that's it. Tone, tone, semitone. I'll write it on here for you so you can go, it's like tone, semitone. Hold on, maybe we can mess that. Let's start again. Which is tone, tone, semitone. Okay, then it's tone. I forgot to put the tone in there. Tone there, look. Then it's tone, 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 semitone, tone, 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 semitone, and that is the formula. Formula using tones and semitones for a major scale. So you can pick any one of these notes that you want. C, C sharp or D flat, D, D sharp or E. But the only keys that we have got here is actually, there's 12 really true keys really, as I say. C, D flat, D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G, A flat, A, B flat, and B back to C. but there is what they call enharmonic. I don't like to go into that too much because it complicates it. If I was to form the B major scale, it would be, now C flat. If you get the C and flatten it and form the C flat major scale, you're going to get exactly the same notes as B. That's enharmonic, and you'll find these enharmonic scales, these two, in the cycle of keys or cycle of fifths or whatever you want to call it. But it's like if I was to say there's no such thing as we would say the key of E sharp, but there's E. Now if I sharpen E, if I wanted to raise that and sharpen it, you do get, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be a black note, that would become E sharp. And if we form the scale of what I'm doing now, which we would say would be E sharp, we would get, now if I played the F major scale, both the same. So enharmonic, but there's no E sharp major scale, the C flat and so forth, but you'll see them. I don't know why they write it in there. I'm sure it's the same pitch. So anyway, that's how you form the major scale. Okay. Right. On each note we can form a chord. So I'm going to leave that one. So if I was to write a note there, that would be E. If I wrote another one on the second line, that would be G. Okay. C, E, G, and that would be that. That is C major. Okay. Now if I hold that, it's what we call a 1-3-5 chord, which is your thumb 1, that is 3, and that's 5. C, E, G, C major, triad. Anything with 3 in it is a triad. Anything that with 2 notes in it is an interval. Okay. So now if we move up each note one at a time, that's a chord, that is D minor, move up again, that is E minor, move up again, that is F major, move up again, that is G major, go up again, that is A minor, move up again, that is part diminished, and move up again, and you're back to C major, 8 notes or an octave higher. Now you see we've got C major and D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor and B diminished, and C would be just written as that, C major, and a minor chord would be written, say, D minor with small m. Right, so they're the chords that you can form on the major scale, and they'll be exactly the same on all the other scales, and those chords will fall on exactly the same notes, you know, but there'll be different notes. Like say if we was doing G major, it would be G, A minor, B diminished, I forgot that one anyway. That's it. B minor, that's it. G, A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, and then that is part diminished and back to G. So you've got those chords on there exactly the same. Now what I'm going to do is show you the difference between the minor and the major chord and what the formula is between the two. Okay. Here we have C major, okay, which is C, E and G. C, E and G. Now I'm going to tell you what an interval, right? That is a semitone, and that is what we call a second, okay? That is a major third, that's a fourth or perfect fourth, that's a fifth, that's a sixth, that's a major seventh, and that's an eighth. So we're going a second, major third, perfect fourth, fifth, sixth, major seventh, that's an octave, okay? Now what chords are made up of, we use major thirds and minor thirds. Now, that's the major third. And what that consists of in tones or semitones, we'll measure it in tones. It's 2 tones. So from C to D is a tone. And from D to E is a tone. So that's 2 tones, okay? 2 tones is a major third. Major third. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. 2 tones equals major third. Okay. Or you could say 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones, but best in tones. Now, a minor third. Let's look at a minor third. Right. A minor third. If we lower or flatten the note E, that is what we call a minor third. And that consists, the formula to form that is semitone, tone, tone, semitone. So it's 1.5 steps or 1.5 tones. Okay, so that is 1.5 tones. Or 1 tone and semitone. 1.5 tone. Which equals minor third. Wrote it on there for you. 1.5 tones equals minor third. Okay. Right. Now to form a chord, we've already got the major triad at the beginning. That is the 5th. But the makeup of it, okay, C to E is a major third. Now the next note we want is a minor third away. So there's your tone, there's your semitone, 1.5 tones. Right? If we pivot between the 2, major third, minor third, major third, minor third. Okay? So that's a C major chord, and that consists of there. I wrote it on this here board, so that's from there to there is 2 tones, and from E to there is 1.5 tones. Okay, put them in brackets there so you can see. There, from C to E is 2 tones, and from E to G is 1.5 tones. Okay, have a look at that, 1.5 tones, and that is the structure of a C major chord. Okay, so therefore, just like the scales, you don't know your chords or you don't know your scales, but you know, if you know this formula of treatment, you can go to it. And so if you say you wanted, A flat major, you know, you'd have to look on a chart for it and whatever. But you don't need a chart if you know that. It's a simple formula. 2 tones, 1.5 tones. But A flat, first of all, we've got to find A. And then we've got to flatten it because it's A flat. And that's the note we start on. That is the key note, okay, of the scale of A flat major. Right, A flat. Now the next note we want is 2 tones away, or a major third. So we go, there's a semitone, there's a tone, semitone, and there's your other tone. So it's there. There's a tone, tone, and that is a major third. Okay. The next note away is 1.5 tones, or a minor third. So there's a tone, and there's half a tone, and there's your A flat. Okay. Principle is the same. You just got to start on a chord will say whatever it's going to be. So if it's a G minor chord, the first note's going to be G. if it's going to be a C13 chord, the first note's going to be C. If it's going to be F sharp diminished, the first note's going to be F sharp, and so forth. And that's your root note and key note. And you form these chords in root position. Once you know it, then you can invert the chord. Let's say it's C. So we've got C, first inversion, second inversion, back to root position. Okay, move the C up at 8 notes, first inversion, move the E up, second inversion, then back to C. Okay, so that is the formula for a C major scale, a C major triad. Okay, now then, a minor chord is reversed. Okay, so if I was to say put D minor, say D minor, let's go D, F and A, because they're the notes in D minor. You can hear that distinctive mellow sombre sound. So that's D, F and A. D, F and A. Okay, now from D to F is a tone and a half. So there's your tone and there's your half, and that is a minor third. That's a major third, minor third. Okay, a minor third is smaller than a major third. A major third is greater than a minor. Okay, so that's that. Now that's a minor third, which is 1.5 tones. And if I was to put it here, say like from D to F, there is 1.5 tones. Again. And then this one here, if I put it there, F to A, is a major third, okay, which is 2 tones. So there, that's the minor chord. Oh, you can see that. Wrote it there. From D to F is 1.5 tones, okay? And from F to A is 2 tones, right? So that's a minor third. And from D to F is a minor third. And from F to A is a major third. So that's the difference. So it's reverse. A major is a major third, and the top half is the minor third. A minor chord is a minor third at the bottom, and the major third is at the top. So it's vice versa. Okay, that's that. And of course, what we're going to do is, if you can remember, 2 tones is a major third, and 1.5 tones is a minor third. Okay, now put it up there. So major third, minor third. Okay, major third, minor third. Okay, and this is what all your chords are going to be built up upon. Okay, once you know the formula, for a major triad. Now you know the formula for the minor chord. So if I wanted to say go and say, oh, I want to play G minor, okay, then we'd do it like this. We've got to find the key note first, which is G, right? The first note's got to be G because the chord's going to be G, and we form it in root position. So there's G. Okay, now the first note is 1.5 tones away, and that's a minor third. And there it is. There's your tone, there's your semitone. So there's your first note, which is B flat, okay? And your next note is a major third away, which is 2 tones. So from B to C is a tone, and from C to D is a tone. So that is a major third. Minor third, major third, minor third, major third. And that makes your G minor chord. Okay, so by using that formula, you can form all the major chords there is and all the minor chords that there is. Okay, so if you just jot that down and you memorise that, look at the chord and you can see the major thirds, you can see the two tones, and you can see the 1.5 steps. Okay, formula, major third, minor third. Okay, now I'm going to go a step further now. A 6 chord. Okay, a 6 chord is exactly what it means. It's saying the 6th degree of the major scale, which is A. So all the chords that you form after the major chord, all the big chords and that all include the major triad or the D minor triad, because that's the foundation of the bigger chord. If you're going up for A7, or if you're going up to say D9 or G9 or C11, you've always got these 3 notes. They're your first major triad. So a C6 chord is the A, and that's the same for all the other scales, right? All the other scales. And the 6th from the 5th, from the top note, is only a tone away. So the formula is tone, 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 semitone, okay? And then it's a tone. But what we're looking at is major third, minor third, pivoting from that one. And then the tone above the last note is a C6 chord. So the formula for that is tone, major third, minor third, tone. And that is a C6 chord. If you remember that, you get it. So I'll jot that down, which is major third, major third, minor third. We do a capital, well, a small little M for the minor, and then it's a tone or a second. It's a second away. It's this. Then it's a second. And it's a second, which is the 6th above. Okay, so we've got major third, minor third, and then it's a tone away, which would be a second, and that is your C6 chord, and that works the same on all the other chords. If I take G, major third, minor third, there's your G, and there's your G major scale, and then for a G6 chord, the 6th note is a tone above the D, which would be a second away. So there's your G6, F6, G6, and so on. And by using that, major third, minor third, then the second, or the 6th degree of the scale, you've got your 6th chord. Okay? So I don't want to count them in like tones, you know, all the way up. That's your 6th degree, and that's a 6. And I'm going to show you the other one now, okay? What's called is the major 7th, right? And that again, the 7th is the 7th degree of the scale, whatever scale it is, whatever major scale it is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's B. So we want C major triad, and the 7th from the G is a major third away. Tone, tone. 2 whole tones is a major third. So there we got major third, minor third, major third, and that's C major 7. I'll jot it on here for you again on there. So just let me rub some of this out. Okay, right. These are the chords. Okay, we've got C, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and C. And what makes the diminished chord up is 2 minor thirds. From B to D, is a minor third, 1.5 steps. And from D to F, another. But usually these are four note chords as well. And if you was to put the other note in, it would be G sharp. But as it is in the scale, that's where it lies there. So on a 3 note, so C major, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished and C. And that is the same pattern as you'll get on F major, G major, A flat, E flat, D flat, whatever, all the major chords, all the major scales, sorry. You'll get that, okay? Now then, C major, okay? Now if I add the 6th degree of the scale, which is A, which is there, that would then be C, 6. C major, add the A, C6. I'm trusting you that you know what the notes are on the scale. This is E, that is a ledger line, that's C, that's D, that is E, that is F, G, A, B, C. Okay, so that's C, D, E, F, G, that one, G, A, B, and C. They're the notes that's regarded as them. Anyway, that's the staff. That's what these lines are. Okay. Then this one here is D minor, right? Now, I'm going to leave that one there as it is. I'm not going to add any notes to that. E minor, I'm not going to add anything to that or that. That's F. And then G, I'm going to leave that as it is. Well, in actual fact, no. I'm going to add G7 into this. G7, okay? G7 actually dominates the key, okay? If you play a G7 chord, it automatically, once you push it, straight back to the tonic or key or root note. Okay, so that's the dominant 7, G7, dominant. Dominant, okay, dominant 7, G7. And that, the 7th, okay, from that is a major third away, okay, from D, D sharp, E to F, major third, okay, so I'm going to add the F there. Oh, must get bored at the bottom there. That's F there, so it's good fun, isn't it? So now that is a minor third, so we've got major third, minor third, minor third, and that is all a G7th chord is. So I'm going to write, I'm just going to put G7 up here, so we've got G, B, D and F, and what it is from there to there is a major third, from E to G is a minor third, and then from D to F is a minor third. Minor third. Okay? So that would be the formula of it. I've not got it up there, have I? G, B, D, yeah. 2, 3, that's it, yeah, to D. I put them in brackets. From G to B is a minor third, major third, sorry. And then from B to D is a minor third. Put the small m. And then from D to F is a minor third, small m again. Okay, and mine always is written like that with a small m. And a major chord is written just by the C, its name, unless it's got something else above it. Anyway, that's the 7th chord. Okay, so the formula for that would be major third, minor third, minor third, okay? Major third, minor third, minor third. Major third, minor third, minor third. Now all your seventh chords consist of that pattern or formula. So if I want to do that, say let's jump to D, start on the note, and I want to form the note D7. Okay, we know that the triad is going to be tone, major third, which is F sharp, starting on D, tone, tone. So I'll raise that up to F sharp, so it's F sharp, and then it's a tone and half. So there's your D major chord. Now the seventh note that we want is a minor third away, and that is from A, tone and half, and that's your D7. The pattern's exactly the same. Exactly the same. So once you know that pattern, if you write this pattern down for I'll do it for you. G for a seventh chord, wherever it be, that's the formula. You know. Once you know that, you'll just be able to pick any note out and form the chord that you're looking for with your own knowledge. Not relying on a piece of paper and then thinking, oh, that's that, but not knowing how it is formed. You're knowing all about the chord and how it is formed and what it's made up of. It's made up of thirds and major thirds, minor thirds. Okay, so that's the seventh chord anyway. So major, minor, minor third. Okay, that's G, B, D and F. Okay. Of course, that's your A minor, which is A, C, E, B diminished, and then we're back to C. Okay, I don't think there was one I was going to show you on there, weren't I? Which was the C6. No, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that for now, so that you can go over this video. Don't want to put too much in one video, so that you can actually see what it is. Experiment with, you know, look at the formula in the beginning, what I said, you know, major third, minor third. That's a C major chord or a D, major chord. It takes its name from the first note. And if it was a minor chord, right, is the reverse, and this is C minor. I see how it is. I've reversed it. The minor third is at the bottom now, and the major third is at the top. C major, major thirds at the bottom and the minor thirds at the top now. Well, you can't see that, can you? Look, major third. If I flatten that, that's C minor, C major, major third, minor third. Okay, by moving that, it reverses it. Major third to minor thirds. Top note is E to G, which is a minor third, and by flattening that, it makes that bigger by making it a major third, and it makes that smaller, making that a minor third, so it's just reversed. Whichever one you do. So I'm going to leave that with you for now, to that. When I come back, I'm going to show you how to, the formula for the major seventh chord, the seventh chord, the augmented chord, and then from there on, we'll extend the scale. I'll show you the 11th chords, which are these. Let's just get our finger. Oh, no, there's you. Those richer sounds. Nice chords, the 11th are. And then up to the 13ths and so on. Alright. Okay, I enjoyed that anyway, but I shall definitely come back with the other half soon. Just have a go at that and practice it and learn them, so as you can pick any note out and form a major scale on it, and also pick a note out to form the major triad. Remember, triad equals 3. Anything with 4 in it is a tetrachord. So the G7 is a tetrachord, meaning that tetra equals 4 and chord equals string or note. But that's a technical name for it. Okay, so I'll leave it there, that for you. Have a good go at it, practice. You'll find just how easy it really is. Okay, cheers. Any problems, you can email me, get to me, and I'll explain anything to you. No problem. Cheers.